I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I'm joined today by Chief Susan Manheimer, City of San Mateo. Chief Manheimer, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We always have really great topics when you and I are getting together, and today is also one very, very important topic. But before we jump into the homeless outreach teams that you not only created in San Mateo quite some time ago, we want to watch a video that sort of will give our viewers a real great summary of what it is that you're trying to accomplish with these homeless outreach teams. But set up the video for us before we watch it.
This is actually exciting. It's our first sort of public airing of it. It's a training video that we put together with the county Behavioral Health and Recovery Services to train all of our officers and our outreach teams on what the value and the process is in getting the homeless outreach teams to those in need. So it's a very exciting training video really for our officers.
And the outreach teams go beyond the City of San Mateo now.
Yes.
You started in San Mateo,
yes,
but
we
now
started
you are training
them
beyond your borders.
I think probably about 10 years ago. And we did it as a beta test for the county, wanted to get the chronic homeless population, which is the toughest, as you know, to get off the street, mostly 15 years or more in chronic homelessness per the federal definition. And we had such great success that the county has decided to expand it, and all of the cities now got on board. They contribute, and all of our officers in the county are involved.
Well, let's ask our viewers to join us in watching this video.
We were very lucky to be able to have the county invest in a beta test of a homeless outreach team, which we call HOT Teams. And the county partnered with us to provide services. So a police officer on the footbeat knows who's out there, knows what their needs are, and they know the police officer. Then brings the clinic to the streets, to the individual.
What we're trying to prevent is the back and forth cycle of going into housing, then back on the streets, into a alcohol or drug treatment program, and then back on the streets again. And we'd like to get them into some sort of a permanent housing situation.
Initially, the HOT teams were focused on specific cities. And over the last really couple years, the face of homelessness has changed. So San Mateo County and the cities in San Mateo County have recognized the HOT model works, and we're expanding it into every city in San Mateo County.
Well, the great part about HOT is that we work with a multidisciplinary approach. So not only do we offer case management, we offer other services because everybody's needs are different. So we go out with street medicine, which incorporates a nurse practitioner. We have psychiatry that comes along with us, and they're even shower and laundry services through Dignity on Wheels here in San Mateo County.
Once I started to get a handle on what the root of the problem was with homeless and that there was more to it than just writing tickets and making arrests, I started to become a lot more successful for long-term problem solving.
One pill doesn't resolve the problem. It takes a lot of dosage, so we have to intervene with each homeless person until that solution is done.
You have to find the story behind a person. Once they realize that I'm not there to get them into trouble, then they're more willing to open up and tell me about their circumstances.
Don't go in just assuming that they're gonna do something, bad or erratic or so forth, because these individuals are suffering from a lot.
And a lot of times, if it's a group of them, if we get one housed, the rest will follow.
What I recommend to new officers who don't have all the knowledge of all the resources that are available to them is to definitely get to know your core services agency and establish some sort of relationship with them, or at least get their phone number, because that is typically where I refer a first-time homeless person who I run into.
In South San Francisco, we have Safe Harbor, so I have a great relationship with them. I can pick up an individual, walk them to the front office, and then hand them off.
It just takes getting somebody into one location, and then it opens up all the other doors. Whether it's a drop-in center, or whether it's mental health, or whether it's a private alcohol treatment program, they all have the same links to resources.
It's very important to work with the community, downtown, and the transient population. Finding a solution to their homelessness or their addiction, that's more effective in the long run.
We all lose a little bit of our humanity when we have to walk by people in the gutter and we don't have any solutions for them. This county has put its money where its mouth is, knowing that we're the only ones who make house calls and giving us the resources behind it so that we can actually get people out of the gutter and into productive lives. And once officers see that, I think they're going to really flock to it because it is what we signed up for.
The homeless outreach teams focus on engaging clients to enter into services. As each case is unique, our focus is on housing through shelters, reuniting with family, or moving into permanent housing. The county's core services agencies will work with individuals and families to explore the options that are best for them.
Susan, thanks for sharing that video with us. Obviously, the issue of homelessness is not new. When you came as chief of police in San Mateo, it was something that you tackled early on. But the approach to how you're going to try and help these individuals and families get into better living conditions, that approach is different with these homeless outreach teams. So tell us a little bit about what makes this program so unique.
Well, you know, I was the captain in the Tenderloin in San Francisco, and so I had so much experience with homelessness and cycling in and out of different programs. And the basic key is that police are the only ones who make house calls. We're out there every day with these individuals on the street. We have the relationship, we know their vulnerabilities, and we know the importance of getting them off the street. What we did is pair that with the important services, both from treatment of alcohol and substance abuse to the other psychological disorders that many have suffered, either because of their homelessness or because of other situations in their life. And so by partnering those two together, the officer on the beat who has the relationship and the knowledge with these services that traditionally have not made house calls and don't go out there to the field, we found a winning combination because it's not enough to just deal with the immediate getting them off the street.
Right, for a night or two in a shelter or a hotel.
That's exactly right. And an interesting thing that we found out was that once we get them that transitional housing and shelter, they need services more than ever because they can't handle with the structure. So once we were able to both do the intervention and then get them the targeted services they needed, we found we were able to get all 25 chronic homeless off the streets of downtown San Mateo, and that's when the county sat up, started listening, and started putting together a countywide program.
So obviously it takes a village to bring someone that has been what you called a chronic homeless individual. So someone that's just returned to those streets over and over again, even if they've had nights of disruption through being in a shelter or even in a program for a temporary...
Or jail.
Right,
for that
right.
matter.
True. So
Yes.
their homelessness has been disrupted in some way, shape, or form. They tend to go back. And again, we talk about the mental and behavioral health part of it. So you're bringing all these partners together. Who are they?
Well, the wonderful thing is that the county has been so supportive. So it's really through Behavioral Health and Recovery Services and their director, Ileana Rodriguez, and the county manager have been tremendously supportive. And you partner them with the veterans. I mean, there's a lot of stakeholders
Right.
for the people out there, the Veterans Administration, our police officers, our chiefs, our district attorney, and others who have to really work within the criminal justice system, our probation. So we're all pretty vested. And now that we have the structure, our cities have actually contributed funding as well as the officer dedication out there, so that it's gotten to the point now where it doesn't even need to be the officer directly intervening. We can call to the homeless outreach team if we know of an encampment or we know of someone who's really fallen off the radar. And the homeless outreach team workers through Behavioral Health and Recovery Services can come out there, partner with the officers, and start this multidisciplinary approach, not just for the night, not just for the voucher, but for the long-term prescription.
So Chief Manheimer, we're already out of time, but what I want to do is invite you and Ileana back so that we can really sort of talk about the program itself and the success, because you had mentioned there was 25 individuals in San Mateo County, in San Mateo alone, that are now living in great circumstances for them. They're productive citizens. those 25 individuals have stories and personalities, and they have lives that they're now living that we all need to learn about, because that's what's behind all of this.
And when you think about the fact that our homeless count just this first year of the HOT team implementation countywide went down 18%. That's 18% less individuals on the street.
Right. So we want to learn about those individuals and how we continue to scale that program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see all of you on Penn Voice.